Oh my goodness, this is so exciting. We are into week 1 of season 3. Wickedness or goodness? The choice is yours. Sometimes we can think of wickedness or goodness or meanness. We want to go from wickedness to goodness or meanness to kindness. I used to think that the world was against me, that everyone was out for themselves, and I needed to get on and get going, or I'd be left behind. I thought that life was all about competition, and to win, you had to put someone else down, as that was what I had seen examples of in my life, people trampling on others to get to the top. It never resonated for me. To me, this is wickedness. Every man for himself, building his own empire, regardless of the cost to family or people in the business. I have witnessed toxic leaders take out anyone that threatened their standing or ideas, who held that kind of my way or the highway approach. No one thrives. Everyone, in fact, I've been in a situation and in a business where everybody is functioning from fear. And to me, that's wickedness. Not understanding the destruction and the carnage they leave behind in their wake. But I love the fact that perfect love casts out all fear. And when wickedness is met with goodness and kindness, it does not have a leg to stand on. Goodness comes from connection, from relationship, and looking to get it right rather than being right. It comes from a collaborative approach rather than a competitive one, where everyone gains, wins, grows, and learns, and no one's left behind. Goodness is inclusive, not exclusive. It values the gift of today and looks for the connection, not the disconnection, the unity, not disunity, in all situations and circumstances. Goodness creates open, innovative families, communities, and businesses where teamwork really does make the dream work, where everyone achieves more. Goodness sees, hears, listens, and stewards people and resources well. So what? I hear you say. That sounds good. Ultimately, the choices we make determine the directions our lives take and the people we become. It's a direct quote from the late Samuel Gibson, who was an amazing young man with brittle bone disease, who died actually doing something he loved, but he lived more in his lifetime of 30-odd years than most people will live in their 100 plus. So you get to choose. Both are available in abundance for you, and from you and from others. So you get to choose. Do you want to do the stuff that's painful, or do you want to do the stuff that brings you joy? Do you want wickedness or goodness? The choice is yours. And you get to choose which path you follow to the end. Now, for me to discern which one am I going on, I need to follow the feelings of where I am at the time and see where they're taking me. If I was to carry on feeling frustrated, or if I was to carry on in a toxic environment, where was it going to take me? Was it going to take me down? Was it going to build me up? And so that's how I look at it. Is this, whatever I'm feeling or whatever I'm doing, is it going to build me up or is it going to take me down? Because at the end of the day, we're looking for things that will serve us well, that will build us and bring you life, love, insight, freedom, and engagement, because that's what we're looking for. We want a life and life in abundance. So I encourage you to consider your situations and relationships that you're in currently. Number one, are they lifting you up or are they taking you down? When you finish catching up with some people, do you feel exhausted and drained, or do you feel inspired and invigorated? Number two, if they're taking you down, what is it about the situation or relationship that make you feel that way? So I just want you to consider, if you, oh my goodness, I'm exhausted when I've caught up with those people, what is it that exhausts you? What is it that you find so draining? Is it that they're always talking about the past? Is it that they're always looking over their shoulder and taking you in a backwards glance somewhere you don't want to go? Is it that they're always talking doom and gloom? Whatever it might be for you, I want you to consider that. And then three is how to flip the switch and make the exchange to get it from a negative to a positive. So think about how you can flip the switch. Now, sometimes that's putting in some healthy boundaries with those people. Hey, look, I love you dearly, but I'm here to talk about the future. I'm here to look at our relationship today, to be in the present. Look at the amazing cafe we're in. Look at the beautiful people we've got around us. Look at the sunshine, whatever it might be. But I encourage you to consider, how can you exchange and make this about goodness, not wickedness, about what's uplifting, not what's taking you down. And then number 4 is, what action can I do or can you do to resolve the situation and feel at peace? So that could be the boundaries. It could also be, sometimes actually we've had a great season with someone or a great season in a situation and it's time to move on. So I've got a couple of examples that come from my heart, the ones that I have experienced, that may relate and help you answer some of these questions. So there are 4 questions there just to prompt your thinking. And I encourage you to just sit and work with some of that, because it's time to say goodbye to the old and the unhelpful and the things that take you down, and exchange it and say hello to the helpful and the things that are going to lift you up. You may have, as I did, a boss that made you feel like they just were out to get you. They just didn't like you. They didn't take to you. And now, looking back, I could have had the opportunity to be kind and go out of my way to do good for him or her. Now, I have done that since. And I have found that when I am good to others and respond in this way, rather than reacting and dropping down to their level and letting them be the spirit that overcomes, actually, I remain in a good space. I might offer to shout them a coffee or greet them every morning with a beaming smile and a bright hello, even when I don't feel like it, because all they do is scowl back or ignore me. Not my problem. I find that being kind and good when someone else is wicked, hurtful, or unkind flips the power. It just flips the whole atmosphere and takes all the sting out of their tail. And in every case, goodness has always overcome the wickedness. It may have taken time, and in some cases, years. However, goodness has always prevailed when we choose that route. And I know for those bosses that I may have had, that goodness has always come round. I've ended up having an amazing life. And unfortunately for them, until they learn or do something different, they'll always be sad and miserable and bitter and twisted. And, we can pour out love in the hope that they will change, but the choice is theirs. And another example that always chuckles me is, I'm a little bit anal at home. I like things tidy. I like things organized. I can't bear it when the washing up hasn't been done after dinner. So a chore at home that isn't done my way or the way I want it, remember, it's all about me at this point in time, I can choose to get cross, angry, frustrated, hurt, sad, whatever it is, and get and react and bark at somebody, and I'm not going to get anywhere. Or I can choose to suck it up, take a moment, and ask for some help. When I then pause, I think, okay, well, instead of being cross and frustrated, which for me is wicked, how can I be good? How can I show kindness? You know what? I'll make my husband a cup of tea, and I'll go to him with a kind heart, and I'll ask him if he'll help. Or I might go and sit with my children on the bed, or just go, hi, how's it going? Or if they're in the, coming into the car, or whatever it might be, just chat to them. Just take a moment to connect with them. And then when they've had a chance to connect and we're connected, just say, hey, look, any chance you can give me 5 minutes to just help me get the washing up done? I have to pause and flip from wickedness to goodness and find a way. But you know what? It softens both of our hearts when I do that, and allows us to connect. So it creates a win-win-win rather than disconnection. So this week, I just really encourage you to think about, are you getting, because this is an inner game. It's us that gets sad. It's us that gets frustrated, or somebody else that gets frustrated, but somebody else's problems are not yours. We can only control what we do and be kind or be good to others. The choice is ours. So do you want to respond in goodness and kindness and be focusing on that? Because then that's what you'll get, because what you focus on expands. So if you expand, if you focus on that, you'll get more of it. If you want to focus on the wickedness, the angriness, the frustration, the choice is yours. But where does it take you? Does it take you down or does it lift you up? So I hope this has been helpful. I would love to hear your comments. It really helps me to know whether this is helpful for you or not, whether it's been worth watching or not. Because you know what? When you send it out to 500 people and one person responds, it makes such a difference. May that one person be you today. Have an amazing God bless day. Thank you for listening.